So I'm in the garden today, and I'm in the front garden. I grow lots of things in pots, particularly in my front garden, which is a courtyard. It's all concreted, so there's no grass in my front yard, but there's lots and lots of pots, as well as some terrace gardens, which you can see behind me here. Now, part of the garden that I grow here, as you can see over there, I've got lemons, and I've got a pot, which I'll show you in a minute, which has got ginger in it. So let's have a look at that. So here is my pot of ginger. Not a very big pot, but let's see how much ginger I've grown. It's all died down, ready for harvest. Oh, look what I can see above there. In my hebe, it is just teeming with bees. I don't know if I can catch them on the camera. Look at the bees in there. They are loving it. Got lots of flowers happening. The lavender's in bloom. And I've got some lemons to pick. But let's get on. And, oh, before I go, just want to show you, just over here, I've got my blueberries, and there are flowers on those blueberries. Lots of flowers all over the blueberries. So I'm hoping that we'll be able to have a blueberry harvest. Lots of buds there as well. But that won't be for a while. We'll have to wait for those. And with all those bees around, I'm sure they'll be pollinated. But anyway, let's get back to our ginger here. Now, I do grow ginger in my backyard as well, in a pot. It's just easier to harvest in a pot. So let's have a look and we'll dig that up. Now this is really interesting. I've got it all here, and what I want to show you, just move the camera down, what I want to show you is what I've actually got here. So what I do, I will get a piece of ginger that you can see there's little sprouts on. If you look very closely at this one, you can see that there are little sprouts there coming up just here, and it's starting to shoot. On the other side here, you can see where it's starting to go pointy, just there, and it's getting little shoots on. I'll see if I can find a better example of that. There you go, there's a small one, and there's a little shoot coming on that. You can see that light bit at the front. Now, I grow a lot of ginger, and I don't use it all. So last year I thought, I'll just leave it in the ground, and when I need it, I'll pick it. Very interesting thing that you can see in this pile of ginger here. There is dark ginger, and that's actually, if you look in there, you can see that it's rotted. So a lot of this is going to be discarded because that's the ginger which is 2 years old. Here's one with some shoots on it. Now, what those shoots are for, I'm going to break those pieces apart and put them back in the soil after I've put some fertilizer in there. I'll be putting some sheep manure into that soil and replanting. And they will stay in that soil for a year until they grow. Over summer, they'll need a lot of water. I'll water them every day, and they'll shoot and grow beautiful green, and it looks lovely. A very nice ornamental plant. And then in winter, when it dies down, I'll harvest it again, but I'll make sure that I harvest it every single winter. There you go. You can see there the ginger that's 2 years old, and then new shoots have come off it. So that's the ginger from this season. So all the old stuff will be being discarded. Then I'll weigh this and see how much I've got from that pot. But I think if I didn't leave it in, I would have had more room, and we would have got more ginger in this season because there was a lot of the old ginger in there, and as I was going through it, there was a lot of bits that had already rotted, which I threw out. So I'll sort through this, get rid of all the old stuff, weigh the new stuff, and then we'll come back and I'll plant the ginger, which is going to be next season's harvest. So there you have it. It's all been sorted, and that's what we've been left with. So let's go inside and weigh that. Okay, so let's start weighing. I don't know if you can see that down there, but I will zoom in on the when we get to the end. Right, so that's 1,343 grams, which is 1.3 kilos. Yeah, it's 1.343 kilos to be exact. So there you go. Getting close there to 1.5 kilos. And what I'm going to do with that, I'll sort it out, and I'll take all these little root bits off, and then I'll put it in a bag in the freezer. Some I'll just put into the fridge that I'll use over the next few weeks. But then to make it last for the year, I'll stick it in the freezer, and then it will be there, and I'll just grate it as I need it. Now, these are the pieces I've pulled out of that these are the ones I'm going to plant. Now, I'll just show you why I chose these. So you can see here that there's some shoots happening there, and there's even one there. I don't know if you can see that because of the colour, and another one there. So what I'll do with this is that one, I'll plant it like that, but some of them I'll actually break apart. So I'll just snap it and that will give me one piece because I've got a couple of shoots on there, and I've got a couple of shoots on here, so that'll give me two pieces. We don't need to be planting really huge pieces. This one's another one. It's got a lot of shoots on it. So I'm just going to be planting There'll be 7 pieces. That one I'm not too sure of. It looks like it's from last year. Looks like it's got 1 or 2 shoots on it. I wouldn't be using that anyway because it looks a little old. So I'll plant that anyway. If it takes, it takes. So really I've got 8, and some of the pieces are quite small. You can see that this looks like it's from last year as well because it's very old, but the new part of it has got a lot of shoots on it, so that's going in. So that's what we're planting, and that's what you can see over there, what I'm going to be using. So let's go back out the front and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing to actually plant it. Okay, so I've got my ginger ready. I've got some sheep manure and I've just got some soil there. So just get them planted. So just about 2 to 3 centimetres below the soil is what I'm planting this. And there you have it, all planted, all ready to pick next winter. So what I'll be doing with that, I don't know if you can see the position, I'll just show it again. Now it gets the morning sun, morning and midday sun there, and it's shaded in the afternoon. That wall behind it shades it because the sun goes over that way. So from about I'd say 2 o'clock it gets the shade. It gets the sun from about, in summer, it's probably about 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. So it gets about 6 hours sunlight, and it gets watered every day because it's in a pot. It dries out very quickly, and all my pots in the front get watered every day. They just dry out so quickly. So there you have it, ginger done for another year. And as I said, I've got more out the back which I have been harvesting and using, so it's not a complete pot. But generally I'll have 2 pots, one out the back, one out the front, and that way if something happens and I don't get a harvest, well, I've got a backup. But if I get a lot, I can share it with friends and family, which I do, and they love it. I often have my daughters come here, and when they hear, oh Mum, do you have some ginger? Yep, let's go, let's pick it. So we don't have to wait until harvest time to pick it. We don't have to wait until it all dies back and do the big harvest like I did today. As it's growing throughout the year, we can just I come in with a knife and I'll just follow the stem, the nice green stem and the leaves down, and I'll go, right, there'll be a piece here, and then I'll just put my knife in the soil and just chop it off. and then pull out what I'm harvesting. And when you pick it like that and you use it straight away in your recipes, the fragrance, the smell, it's just very pungent. It is much stronger than what you buy in the shops. Who knows how long? I mean, you see it in the shops and it doesn't look like what I picked today. It looks old and wrinkly. So sometimes I think, well, that's about 6 months old at least. So of course the potency of it diminishes. And also you've got to worry about, sorry, there's a big truck going past. You've got to worry about the nutrients. What happens to the nutrients? It's not just the flavors that you're imparting in your food, it's the nutrients that fresh herbs deliver. So yeah, it's great, it's easy, and you can see that pot's not very big, and the pot out the back is a round pot, but it holds just about the same. So why don't you give it a go? And if you're going to buy some from the shops and you're going to plant it, so you don't have to be having a fresh piece like I just picked today to plant, you can pick something up from the shops that you're going to plant. Look for one that'll have little sprouts on it, or little nodules that look like they could go into a little, it's sprouting. But the ones at the shops will generally be sprayed with a retardant to stop them from sprouting, so that they last on the shelf longer. So what you'll need to do, soak it for 24 hours just in some water, and then you can plant it. That will help to remove the retardant. It may not remove it completely, but that's how I started mine. Now, I started growing ginger here in 2011, so you know, we're 12 years down the track. So yeah, and that was from one piece bought from the shops. So there you go. In all that time, that one little purchase, I've been getting free ginger from ever since. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Now, please give it a thumbs up, give it a like. I am trying to grow this channel and reach more people. A lot of people don't know about gardening, so hopefully I can just give a few tips, because I started not knowing anything. I've learned a lot along the way. I'd encourage everybody to subscribe, and that way you'll know when a new video comes out. So I do cooking videos, sewing videos, and gardening videos. So let me know which ones you prefer, and I'll do more of those. Thanks for watching. See you next time.